Hey, all right, everybody. How's it going? Now, in front of me by here is the Smmt data. It's that time of month where I say that BEV registrations are up, and the anti-EV people come into the comment section and they tell me it's only pre-registrations, or they'll find a way to be negative about EVs. It happens every single time I do one of these videos, without fail. So hopefully, this time, fingers crossed, we'll have no anti-EV people coming in with their doom and gloom going, nah, 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 nah. Okay, so fingers crossed. I doubt that's going to happen. But anyway, let's get into the figures and stop waffling. So, what are the figures? Well, the overview is this, that petrol is down 12.5%, and this is for May 2025. Diesel is down 15.5%, HEVs are up 6.8%, BEVs are up 25.8%, and FEVs are up 50.8%. The amount of BEVs sold in May was 32,738. Now, there's the figures, and let me go on to by fuel type. I'll just go through the actual numbers, because there was a point a good few months back where a lot of people who were anti-EV got confused by the FEV change growth, because the FEV growth is 50.8% and the BEV growth for this month in May is 25.8%, and the anti-EV types got a little bit confused by that, and they thought that more BEVs were being sold than FEVs. That's not how it works. So I'll say it again. I'll say registrations just to keep the anti-EV lot happy, because if I say sales, they get very annoyed. BEVs registrations 32,738, FEVs 17,898. So a little bit over half the amount of BEVs, but their growth was 50.8% for the month of May. Now, if you go back a few months in time, I'm waffling again, but I do try and remember some of the sort of negative comments that are put. There's loads and loads of positive comments. The positive comments outweigh the negative comments by far. By far. But lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah. Before the VED changed for electric cars and the luxury car tax, before that month came in, a few months before, I had a lot of the people who dislike EVs for one reason or another. One of the reasons that keep popping up is I don't like being told what to drive. But if you think about it hard, right? New cars, you've always been told what to drive, because if you look at, let's take diesel for example. Diesel cars have been getting more and more expensive because of their emissions controls. So you was always told, when the new emissions rules came in, you was told you can't buy a new car with terrible emissions now. You've got to buy this newer car, which still has terrible emissions, but not as bad as the previous one. And people didn't seem to mind that kind of being told what to buy. But being told to buy EVs, for some reason or another, it really gets to them and it gets them annoyed. But anyway, what's the point I'm trying to make? The point, people say I was a false laugh then as well. People pick up on little things. I don't know, I'm waffling. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, before the vehicle exercise duty came in for electric cars and the luxury car tax, people said, and people who are anti-EV or dislike EVs or whatever reason they give, they said that the sales for EVs are going to go down completely. They're going to be non-existent. They're going to fall. They're going to fail. This was their words. So now we're in the second month after that, and the registrations have gone up. So if you want to move the goalposts in the comment section, feel free to move the goalposts. And I might comment back to you and tell you why your goalposts are a load of old ghoulies. Right, okay, so we got BEVs up 6.8% as well at 20,351. Then we've got petrol down again, and I think petrol has been down continually for months and months now. They're at 71,291, their sales, and diesel down 15.5%. So their sales are 7,792. And you can see, if I put the thing up on the screen there, you can see the difference between May last year to May this year. So we've got a market share, this is for May, 21.8% market share for BEVs, 11.9% market share for PHEVs, 13.6% market share for HEVs, 47.5% share for petrol, and down at the bottom, in very bottom, in last place there, is diesel at 5.2%. So that's quite low. Now, I've said this as well, diesel sales are extremely low, but this doesn't seem to be, the diesel car doesn't seem to be attacked as much as the BEV, when the BEV sales are way more than the diesel sales. So you can see the differences there between the market share from 2024 to 2025. You can see that last year that petrol was at 55.2%. It's now at 47.5%. So let's look at year to date. Year to date, we have BEVs at 20.9%, PHEVs at 10.1%, HEVs at 14.4%. We have petrol at 49%. The market share so far last year was 56.2%. And we got diesels down there at the bottom at 5.6%. So should we have a look at, we'll have a look at May by brand, just to have a quick peek at some of the cars. We'll have a look at BYD. They sold 3,025 vehicles. Sorry, I'll say it again, just in case the anti-EV people get annoyed. BYD registered 3,025 vehicles in May 2025, which was an increase of 407%. And now I know that that's coming from a small number from before. I know that. Now, I will say a lot of the BYD sales, their best seller, I believe I heard somebody who's in charge of BYD say their best seller is a hybrid, a PHEV, is it? A PHEV? But obviously there's going to be BEVs in the mix there. So they're doing well, seeing as they're new to the UK market. They are doing quite well. Because look, they sold a lot more. They sold 3 times as much as Citroen. They sold more than Dacia. They sold more than Fiat. So they sold more than Honda. Let's have a look at Tesla. We'll go down to Tesla. Now, Leap Motor isn't doing quite as well. They sold 98 vehicles, or they registered 98 vehicles in May. They've only got 2 vehicles for sale, I believe at the moment. There's a little one and a bigger one. I can't remember, a T3 and a T10, something like that. So only 98 registered for them. I did see, if I go on a little bit further, Polestar, they're doing a lot better than they were before because they got more vehicles for sale. So they're at 1,174, and that's an increase of 273%. If we go down to Tesla, I mean, look at Renault a minute. Their sales are up 37%, and I don't know how many. It's quite a popular car, the Renault 5, but I don't know how many have been registered for that. Tesla, they sold, or they registered, well, the thing is, you might as well say Tesla sold 2016, because they don't have to fiddle the numbers for the ZEV mandate, because all their cars are electric. So it's 2016 vehicles registered, and they're still down 36%. Now, I don't know, I think there's a few new Model Ys coming through. There'll probably be more in June, so I don't know how June is going to fare. There's probably going to be quite a few people getting the new Model Y, I think. Do you know anybody? Do you know any of you people out there know any people who are getting the new Model Y or have it on order? Because it is a nice car. Forget about Elon Musk and his funny ways. The Tesla Model Y is a nice car. Now, is there anything else I need to say here? I don't think so. Let me just have a quick look. Let me go and have a little dive into the van sales. Right, okay, so I got the van sales in front of me, or the LCV registrations, I should say, and I've clicked on fuel type, and we've got BEV up to 3.5 tonne, and we've got BEV rigids above 3.5 tonne to 4.5 tonne. So we got BEVs up to 3.5 tonne registrations 1,655 in May 2025. That's a 53.7% change upwards. And then we got BEV rigids, and that's 3.5 tonne to 4.5 tonne, which is 76, which is one less than May last year, so that's down 1.3%. So the BEV van sales have gone up. Now, there's not massive numbers because there's not a lot of van sales, are tiny compared to cars. Diesel up to 3.5 tonne is actually down by 16.6%, but is still 92.4% of the sales. Sorry, that was last year. 87.4% of the sales. So the year to total for BEV vans is 7.2%, which is up from 4.2% from last year. So there we go. That's the registrations. BEV registrations are still going up, even though every month I keep getting people telling me it's ending, it's finished, it's over. The funny thing is, people who, for one reason or another, there's many reasons why people don't like EVs, and one of the biggest reasons is they've probably never even tried one. They've never sat in one. A lot of people who think they can't afford one or haven't tried one will just dismiss it completely. They will. And if they don't own one, they tend to believe all the nonsense that's put in the mainstream media and out on things like Facebook, what other people say. They tend to believe everything they read. So I expect every time I put one of these out, I always get a few negative Nellies. Saying things like EVs are over. If they were over, why do the registrations keep going up? That doesn't make any sense, does it? So, try and use a little bit of logic, innit? Just a little bit of logic goes a long way. Anyway, if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ahoy!